Yes, everyone, the fourth meeting of the season between the Edmonton Oilers and the Colorado Avalanche. Let's meet the starting goaltenders. We'll start with Devan Dubnyk, who makes his 20th start of the season and third in a row. A total of 77 saves his last two outings. He is 1-1 against Colorado this year. And 23-year-old Semyon Varlamov sees his first action since January the 16th. He comes in having lost his last two. The Oilers and the Avalanche back at it after the All-Star break. Both teams trying to get back in the win column. Both teams lost games just before the break to the Oilers in Vancouver in a 3-2 shootout. Colorado 3-2 against Minnesota. Taylor Hall with Ales Hemsky and the captain. Pass outletted for O'Reilly. Too far for him. Petrie is starting with Schmid, and we'll get our first icing call of the game.
Important to have a good start tonight for Tom Renney and the Edmonton Oilers, and for both sides after a 5-day layoff. You know that they look at this as a refreshing start to the season, the second half more or less, to try and get things going the last 30 to 33 games and try and come out on top in this game. The Northwest Division rival for the Colorado Avalanche coming in here for Edmonton, beating them 2 of the last 3 times they've met this year. They look at this as kind of a springboard for both sides to get things going.
And an opportunity for number 51, Philippe Cornet, making his NHL debut. Played in the AHL All-Star game last night, comes in with 20 goals to lead Oklahoma City. He is wearing number 51. He is with Jordan Eberle and Sam Gagner on that second line. And Tom Renney said it. He has to get that opportunity. As Stastny touches the puck, it's offside.
That's exactly right. When you have an offensive-minded player, when you give him the recall, you want to put him in a position to succeed. And for Tom Renney, playing him tonight to start things off with Sam Gagner and Jordan Eberle on the second line for Edmonton. So he'll see some time. He'll see some power play time when they have the man advantage. And that's the kind of player that Cornet is. He has 20 goals this year down the American Hockey League, which is a great step up in the right direction in his second-year pro. Getting his first opportunity in the National Hockey League. You know he's got to have the energetic legs going and a little bit of nerves to go along with it.
And that means Ryan Smith is on the third line with Belanger and Jones, and that line is out there now. Mueller. And there is Theo Peckham on TJ Gagliardi. As we take a look, Louis, at the key to the game, brought to you by Ford. Drive one.
A little extra activity down the ice. Well, for the Colorado Avalanche, they're looking at this game as crunch time, a must-win to springboard themselves 1 point out of 8th position in the West Conference. They want to get back there. And for the Edmonton Oilers, discipline. There's going to be some emotion in this game, but for Edmonton, they're a better team when they stay out of the box. Only 4 penalties they've taken the last 2 games played. They're 1-0-1 in the 2, so they have to be disciplined and stay out of the box. Well, for Gagliardi here, he eludes the first check of Big Andy Sutton coming across, but then the stealth attack by Theo Peckham comes across and gives him a pretty good shot. They have words, a little bit of shoving, and so early on, these 2 division rivals getting each other's grill and having a conversation. We expected that after 5 days off. These 2 teams are ready to get after it.
Theo Peckham now with 77 hits on the season. Colorado, 54 points. They are 9th in the West. A big loss against Minnesota. They are 1 point behind the Wild for their last invitation to the NHL playoffs. Puck picked up at center and flipped in by Winnet. Going after it is McClement. McClement centering pass. Back to the point it goes to Wilson. His shot is blocked by Jones. Wilson stays with it. Now he has to deal with Andy Sutton in the corner. Belanger in there to try and help out. David Jones trying to dig the puck free as well. It does come loose, and Belanger starts away. Belanger with a pass to Jones, eludes him, and it's shot right back in. Sutton will get to it first, take a bump. The Oilers want to make a change, get their 4th line out there, and they will, and that includes Ben Eager. Eager going after it. He is out there with Lander and Petrell. And Eager trying to fight for that loose puck. Petrell able to keep it in at the blue line briefly, and then shut down the ice by Cody McLeod. Devan Dubnyk sweeps it around the boards, line slap Schmid there. He takes a bump from Vanderbilt. Schmid pushes the puck to Petrie. Petrie to Eager. Eager with Lander right down the middle. Here comes Anton Lander. Lander moving in, hit the post. Anton Lander's backhand rings the iron. Petrell And Lander digging for it, and it is Lander who came oh so close to his third goal of the season. And Anton Lander, questions asked today about, with so much movement between Oklahoma City and the Edmonton Oilers, would he be next to go down? Well, if you want to stay up, that's one way to do it.
Yeah, real good early start, and it was a great backhand, gets it up over top of Varlamov and hits Bar. It was even a better pass by Ben Eager to send him in all alone as he split the D and put it in between them.
Petrie back to gather that puck up. Got a deal with Ryan O'Reilly. Sean Horcoff to Hall. Hall with speed across the blue line. Hall gets surrounded by white shirts. There's Gabriel Landeskog. Checked by Hemsky. Hemsky pushes along the wall. Milan Hajduk trying to get it out against Corey Potter. Can't do it. Jan Hejda with it now. The former Edmonton Oiler will give it to O'Reilly. O'Reilly, 36 points on the season. He didn't dress in that game against Minnesota. He wasn't feeling well, but he's in the lineup right now. Hajduk cuts for the middle. Hajduk with a backhand pad save by Dubnyk. Corey Potter plays it off the glass. He can't get it out. Kept in there by Gagliardi. Gagliardi throws it towards the front of the net. There's a backhand that slides just wide as Paul Stastny let it go. Jordan Eberle chips it in. Cornet going after it. Cornet against O'Byrne. Philippe Cornet trying to kick that puck free to Eberle. The battle continues, and Cornet comes away with the puck. Philippe Cornet for Eberle off his skate, and the Colorado Avalanche able to clear the puck. Theo Peckham goes cross ice, picked up there by Gagne. Gagne moving in against O'Byrne. Sam Gagne stays with it, gives it to Eberle. Jordan Eberle cuts to the middle, gets by Mueller. Now he'll backhand it in. Cornet knocks it down. Looks for Gagne, looks for Eberle. Eberle side of the net, tries to wrap around, and he scores! Jordan Eberle stays with it. Gets the game's first goal of the season. And Philippe Cornet may get on the score sheet with his first helper.
I think you're right, Kevin. He's going to get an assist on this goal. Great second effort by Jordan Eberle to stay with the puck once the wraparound, but you'll see Cornet knock it down, take the body check by Wilson, protect the puck. It eventually works its way from Gagne to Eberle. The wraparound, the second opportunity, jams it home. So 2 shifts in succession, good cycle down low, work it towards the net. And for Varlamov, just stretched a little thin trying to get that pad back up against the post, and Eberle sneaks it through there for a 1-0 lead.
Jordan Eberle now with 19 goals on the season, and 13 of them at home, and Philippe Cornet.
That's a pretty good way to make an impression.
20 goals in Oklahoma City, just 7 assists. And he's got 1 here in the NHL.
You joke in 20 years it'll be a saucer pass through 4 people for a tap-in. But you know what? They don't ask you how you get him. For Cornet, good work along the boards to protect the puck in the offensive zone. He picks up his first National Hockey League point.
And Gagne gets the other helper. He's got 17 on the year. And the Oilers have a 1-0 lead. Schmid chips it for Belanger. Belanger will play it back to Schmid. The Oilers with 3 shots. The Colorado Avalanche with just 1. Petrell trying to chip it in, gets it again, then takes a bump from O'Byrne. Jan Hejda lays it around the boards. Corey Potter stumbled, it got by him, and Ryan Whitney will go back to get it. Whitney played 18 minutes, 27 seconds in that game against Vancouver. His first game since December the 22nd. Ben Eager against Hejda. Hejda goes low, and they both end up going down. Penalty coming up to the Colorado Avalanche. And Ben Eager's headed to the box, but Jordan Eberle celebrating his 19th goal of the year.
Edmonton and Colorado, but a few Edmonton Oilers, like Sam Gagne being one of them, as well as his teammate Ryan Whitney, found themselves somewhere where they wanted to be, and that is Cabo San Lucas. A handful of Oilers went to Mexico during the break. A couple of the things that they did while they were down there, they did some snorkeling, as well as some stand-up paddle boating. And Taylor Hall said, of course, coming off that injury, he had to put some extra sunscreen on the wound, and he did get a chance, though, guys, to go in the water, salt water, so in his case, he did not mind adding some salt to the wound because it'll make it better.
Right now, though, the penalty killers go to work for the first time against the #1 power play in the league on the road. The Colorado Avalanche, 19 for 76. And they've got an opportunity there, but Devin Dubnyk turns aside. The tip by Mueller. The shot coming from the point from O'Reilly. 5 forwards on that power play unit.
Yeah, it's a real unique setup for Joe Sacco, and a terrific shot from O'Reilly. Great redirection from Peter Mueller. This is something they've worked on to get it down low into that area, and a perfect redirection, but an even better save by Dubnyk, who just stands his ground, and a terrific reaction to steal that one from Peter Mueller.
2 for 10 against the Oilers in the season series so far, as Hayduk plays it back to O'Reilly, gets it back again. Milan Hayduk with O'Reilly on the blue line. The puck is intercepted instead by Belanger. Starts away with Jones. Eric Belanger moving to the middle. Belanger, short-handed shot. Varlamov makes the save with Jones right there.
That was a sneaky shot from Eric Belanger, and a real good attack, and especially when you have 5 forwards on the ice and a penalty kill. You know that penalty killing, the Oilers are going to be looking to challenge every time they can. Great little crisscross in the middle of the ice with Gagner, Belanger, and the seam opens up, and for Belanger, gets a good shot through. Varlamov is there ready for it, but I like the fact that right after the turnover, 2 forwards attacking, look for an offensive opportunity.
Oilers with 4 shorthanded goals this season. Now Colorado puts 2 defensemen out there with a $1.16 left to go in the power play. Kyle Quincy is one of those D-men. He and Eric Johnson on the second unit power play for the Colorado Avalanche. And this is Johnson. Eric Johnson will give it to Chuck Kovacic. He'll dump it in. Ladislav Steen, Theo Peckham, Leonard Petrell, and Anton Lander. Quincy keeps it in at the point. Kovacic on the other point. Puck doesn't get to him as Theo Peckham lost it to Gagliardi. TJ Gagliardi back to the point. Johnson. Gagliardi takes a look. He's got bodies in front. As it comes to Johnson at the point, Petrell watching him. Gagliardi back to Johnson, hammers the shot, doesn't make it through. A bouncing puck, Petrell's got it, he'll send it down the ice.
Pretty big wall to get that shot through from Eric Johnson, who can really shoot the puck, and the block made. Petrell puts it down wisely, and a good job by Edmonton to stand their ground, keep that play to the outside, not allow the Colorado Avalanche to get into the middle zone.
Horcoff and Smith are up front now, along with Sutton and Petrie. Time winds down and the penalty to Ben Edrick as the Oilers shut down the top power play unit on the road. Sutton back to pick it up behind his own net. Will get it to Petrie. As for Gagner, intercepted by Hayduk. Petrie can't get it out. Now Sutton on the near side. He will turn to elude Gabriel Landeskog. The Oilers making a change, and that puck goes all the way down the ice. The Colorado Avalanche got just 1 shot on that power play. They have just 2 in the period. And has 11 minutes and 15 seconds left in it. Gagner with Cornet and Eberle. Ryan Whitney picks it up at center. He'll give it to Eberle. Nifty little pass to Cornet. Philippe Cornet. Being watched by Jay McClement, who stripped of the puck. And the Avalanche able to get it down the ice. McLeod after Potter. Intercepted. McClement. His shot stopped by Dubnyk. And he's got McLeod right there, and Whitney doesn't like it.
Cheers for the home team from the home team. Home Hardware. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Well, Kevin, for Joe Sacco coming in here in the last 30 games of the season, he's talked about another level he wants to see his young Avalanche team go to. It's the youngest team in the National Hockey League. He thinks they have another level to find. They haven't quite found it yet this year. But 1 point back of 8th position in the Western Conference. It's a crucial time, and he wants to get it started now.
99 career wins for him. Talked about that milestone. He said, well, 100's not a lot.
About it. He said maybe 500 or 600, but 100, I don't know if I'll really be thinking about that a lot. He didn't even know.
Out in front it comes. The pass intended for Jones. He lost his stick in the process. Petrie keeps it in. Smith behind the net. Trying to feed it out in front for Jones. It was blocked by Hayda, but Jones has got it again. Jones with a wrist shot from Hull off the save. Avalanche sweeps at the rebound. And it goes just wide. Petrie at the point. That shot deflected. Jones checked by Hayda. Gagliardi gets knocked down, and it's picked up there by Mueller. Peter Mueller against Schmid. Mueller and Schmid on the near side. And Belanger picks it up as Mueller heads to the bench. Just his 11th game. Concussion problems for him last year and for the majority of this season so far.
Yeah, and it's been a real tough haul, and he just said the excitement that he has now coming to the rink, working hard, sweating, all the things that were taken away from him for a long time, he's excited to be back.
Dubnyk will cover it up. It's Telus, Oilers hockey, right here on Sportsnet. Ocean Spray 100% juice or cocktails. Krista Wilson of Grand Prairie has won the Alliance Films DVD prize stack on a career high goal for Jordan Eberle.
It was the only one that he didn't have a career high. He's already had career high in assists this year, points, and with a 19th goal tonight, now has a career high in his second year with 19 goals. So the sky's the limit for Jordan Eberle. You can see the improvement from last year. He stepped right in and leads this team in all categories.
13 minutes, 41 seconds of all-star ice time. Picked up 1 assist in that game, and I think he'll be going to a few more, and he may take some of his teammates with him. Taylor Hall and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
He says he got razzed pretty bad for not going in the shootout, and we were all wondering if he was going to get a chance, because he's excellent in the shootout, has some real tricky moves, but didn't get the opportunity. He says he's heard it from every direction that he did.
He had 3 shots in that game. And got 1 apple. And a great bunch of souvenirs and a great experience in Ottawa. Alex Hemsky going after that loose bucket. He'll get to it. Hall's in front. Hemsky trying to feed it out in front of him. Now he'll play it back to Whitney. Whitney at the point. He'll go across to Potter. Potter steps into a slap shot. Varlamov steers that to the corner. Hall's got it. Hall. Behind the net. Quincy checked by Hall. Hemsky, Horkoff, and Hall, the top line for the Oilers. Hemsky gets it back to Whitney at the point. He'll play it around the boards. It gets by Hall, but Potter pinches. Hall being watched there by Jay McClement. McClement checked by Horkoff. The puck comes free, and Johnson's got it. Eric Johnson wants to relieve the pressure. He'll flip it down the ice. Potter quickly to Whitney. 8 minutes, 9 seconds to go in this first period. The Oilers out shooting the Avs 7-5. They have a 1-0 lead on that goal by Jordan Eberle. Petrie fires the puck in. Varlamov can't stop it. Cornette's on it. Eberle. Gagne lurking in front. Eberle against Paul Stastny. Hayda pushes that puck ahead, and now it's picked up by Ryan O'Byrne. He'll chip it in. Petrie takes a bump there from Daniel Winnick, but gets the puck to Gagne, who gets it to Sutton. Now to Cornet. Cornet to Eberle. Sutton headed for the front of the net. Winnick. Back the other way is Andy Sutton. He was looking for the red light. His 4th goal. Yeah.
Great job by Sam Gagne to step in and support Sutton, who was in on the forecheck, get it back in the back check, break up the play the other way. Defenseman's going, you got to have a forward backing him up.
Belanger picks up the puck. An opportunity for him shorthanded with Ryan Smith and Ryan Jones. Jones going after it against O'Brien. Jones takes a bump, rattles the glass. Potter for Ryan Smith, for Eric Belanger. Jones without a stick, he will change. Petrell hops over the boards. Theo Peckham snaps a shot. Varlamov steers that aside. As Jones' stick is stuck in the Zamboni entrance doors. The Avalanche able to get it down the ice. Look at that. So it's not broken, but he can't use it. Petrell.
Reserve.
Now see if it comes into play here. That might break it. Back to the point. Petrie with a shot that is blocked. And it comes to Haydu. Haydu. Quick outlet. O'Reilly. Looking for the puck. O'Reilly is checked there by Lander. Comes to center, and Eric Johnson's Gonna play it to his partner, Quincy, and he'll just dump that puck in. Drell around the boards. Taylor Hall. Pass intercepted. Velarde back to the point. There's Johnson. Gets knocked down and off the post. Goes O'Reilly.
Wow. It's a wide open net. I don't think he really realized he had that much open and rings it off the bar as Devin Dubnyk. That puck took a funny hop on him coming off the back wall right to O'Reilly. Looked like he had the gaping net.
Horkoff drops for Hemsky. Hemsky still has it. Fires a shot. He hit the post. Hall trying to jam it home. Varlamov Snow Angels. As Ales Hemsky and Ryan O'Reilly both ring iron. So Ales Hemsky, with 4 goals on the season, comes oh so close to number 5.
40 games this year, initially because of a hit that he took back on April 4th, 2010 on the part of Rob Blake. And as he was rammed hard into those boards, it resulted in a concussion that has continued to affect him. But one of the things he's done is that he's now wearing what would be considered a very different helmet. It helps give him more protection. He wears bigger shoulder pads as well for more protection, and a tinted visor so the lights don't hurt him. And guys, considering all the talk about Sidney Crosby, Peter Newman might be a bit of an inspiration for the kid.
And you know, he started his NHL career with a bang, Louis. You covered him in Phoenix. He had over 20 goals.
Yeah, 22 that year. He said the time that he had off, he's already has some extensive tattooing on his body, but he went to work and said it was the only way that he could get his mind off the fact that he wasn't playing. He got some new tattoos, but he's excited to be back out there. Great young player, only 23 years old, and he's got a terrific shot, too.
All shot goes wide. Sutton keeps it in. Ales Hemsky has been dangerous in this period and dangerous on this ship. And he's got the puck right now. Under 5 minutes left to go in the first period. The Oilers with a 1-0 lead, outshooting the Avalanche. 9-6. Eberle up the middle. Eberle, toe drag shot, and that one didn't miss by much. Cornet back to the point. Theo Peckham. Theo Peckham. Philippe Cornet. Gagne for Eberle. Behind the net, Stastny runs into Eberle. Sutton down low. Mueller gets the puck to Stastny, and he will get it to Hayda. Hayda. Quick pass to Gagliardi. He will backhand it in. The Oilers get possession back. Sutton off the boards for Eberle. And a penalty on the way.
The Edmonton Oilers Kids Club is back, and it is the place to be. For only $20, members will receive Kids Club merchandise and get exclusive access to monthly prizes. Sign up now at edmontonoilers.com/kidsclub.
TJ Cagliardi is the guy headed to the penalty box.
And it looks like for a high sticking on Theo Peckham as his stick gets up after going in. You'll see the cross check come up right into the face area of Theo Peckham. And it will be a double minor as he was cut on the play, so he'll have to serve 4 minutes. At least he hopes he does.
And the Oilers, the #1 power play in the NHL at home. We'll have plenty of time to work.
Number 39, TJ Cagliardi.
Power play that is 1-for-1 against Vancouver on the 24th. 3-for-12 against Colorado in the season series so far. Corey Potter quickly to Hemsky. Hemsky trying to get around Kyle Quincy. Back to the point it comes, and it gets by Potter. And the Oilers will have to regroup. 39 power play goals for Edmonton this year. That is 3rd best in the NHL. Taylor Hall and a power play goal against Vancouver. He leads this team with 10 of them. And he pushes it back to Potter at the point. Hall against Hayda. Hemsky with it now. Ales Hemsky back to Corey Potter. Potter quickly to Eberle. You've got Horkoff in front as it comes to Potter. He and Eberle play catch. Here comes Eberle. Back to Potter. Potter steps into a shot, and that one goes high and wide. Hall side of the net trying to bang it in from the sharp angle. But it's Hayda who sends it down the ice.
A real good job by Edmonton on the loose puck to stay with the battle, get possession. Very aggressive penalty kill by Colorado. They get on you quickly. Don't give you a whole lot of time and space, but a couple passes to solidify that group on the penalty kill allows Edmonton to get that hard shot through by Potter, and Hall has a chance on the side door.
22nd ranked on the road when it comes to penalty killing for the Colorado Avalanche. Smith. 2 minutes, 30 seconds of power play time remaining. Gagne plays it back to Belanger at the point. He'll give it to Whitney. Ryan Whitney with Ryan Smith parking himself in front. Whitney gives it to Gagne. Got Jones down low. Jones circles the net. Ryan Jones back to Whitney. Whitney controls it at the blue line. Whitney will give it to Belanger. Snaps a shot, scored! Oh, a long time coming for Eric Belanger. Without a point in his last 13 games, he had gone 18 without a goal. But now he makes it 2-0.
And how about the sauce pass by Ryan Jones from behind the net through two defenders? Great job by Whitney to corral it, gives it to Belanger, the stop one-timer, traffic in front. And this one goes through, and as Tom Rennie said this morning for Eric Belanger, he's getting his chances, he's working hard, it's just not going in for him. And that's a big one for him in a celebration afterwards. You could tell it's a relief. Breaks an 18-game goalless streak with his second goal of the year, and those are the types of goals that can get you going and get on a little bit of a roll, but it's a big one for the team, making it 2-0 for Edmonton.
And the Oilers stay on the power play. There's still a minute 53 left in it.
Ready to sell? RE/MAX agents have the experience to get the job done in today's market. Visit remax.ca today.
Jones and Whitney get the helpers on that goal by Eric Belanger. So Ryan Whitney now with 4 assists, his first since coming back. The Oilers still with the man advantage. Hemsky sends it around the boards. Waiting for it there is Horcoff. Horcoff, Hall, Everly, Hemsky, and Petrie. Hall throwing a hit as he came into Ryan Wilson. Little payback there, but the race on now. Kovacic, short-handed. Kovacic reaching out is Devin Dubnyk. Lost his stick, but made the save. Hall. Back to the point for Petrie. It gets by him. The 6th shot of the period for the Avalanche. A dangerous one. They've got 4 short-handed goals. Kovacic, though, denied by Dubnyk.
As you mentioned, Taylor Hall taking a little bit of a run there at Ryan Wilson in the corner. It was back on November 26th. The Wilson hit. Taylor Hall injured his shoulder, missed 7 games, and he was down in Mexico during the All-Star break. So they actually bumped into one another in the most unlikely place and had a little conversation, but on the ice, no love lost there.
Bumping into him, not quite the same.
Yeah. Thanks for doing that. He says he walked up to him and said, yeah, thanks for putting me out for 7 games, but kind of had a little bit of a chuckle about it. Devin Dubnyk's really been on tonight, and here you can tell he knows it's a breakaway. One little bobble of the puck allows Dubnyk to anticipate, get down, get that long stick out there with the poke check. Perfect play, as it's tough to have an opponent coming in that quick like Kovacic was, going to the forehand. He knew he had to react, and react he did, and made a fine save.
Devin Dubnyk, 2 goals on 35 shots against Vancouver in that shootout loss. He is 1-1 so far this season against Colorado. His team with 40 seconds of power play time remaining. We're under a minute in this first period. The Oilers with a 2-0 lead. Varlamov has to steer it away. There is Ryan Jones to play it back to Gagne with off his stick and off his skate, and it comes out, and Whitney will regroup for the Oilers. He'll give it to Belanger. Belanger with Jones and Gagne. Belanger to Smith to Whitney. Quick shot by Gagne, did not get all of it. 10 seconds of power play time remaining. Belanger. Fan on the shot, but gets control of it. Belanger down low for Jones, looking for Smith. Smith back to the point it comes. Belanger is waiting for it there. Gagliardi's out of the penalty box. Teams at even strength. 17 seconds left to go in this first period. Gagne. Knocks it to Gagliardi. Gagliardi gets by Hemsky, and he'll quickly give it to Winnick. Winnick surrounded by Schmid. The puck comes free for Whitney, and Whitney will get it up for Hall. He's got Horcoff with him, but no time on the clock. But a very good first period for the Edmonton Oilers. Darren Millard is on the desk. He's inside. Take it away.
Landesi connected with Sportsnet as Hockey Central follows all the action and reaction to the day's event, fueled by fans and by panelists. That will be the case in 4 weeks? No, 3 weeks.
4 weeks.
3 weeks.
27th at 3 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
1 p.m. Edmonton time.
And Mark Spector will be there. I'll be in Winnipeg. Now, joined by Mark, who would like to trumpet Philippe Cornet. Trumpet? If I have to say it twice, that's not good. Go ahead, you start talking.
First round, first time up for a kid, been in OK City. There are only 6 20-goal scorers in the AHL this year, and Philippe Cornet is one of them. Who is he? He's a 5th-round pick of the Edmonton Oilers in 08. Generally speaking, you've forgotten about that guy by now. But there's 51 taking his first twirl on an NHL rink, warming up, and showing that he seems to have the attitude, Gene, where he says, I'm not going to come up here and be timid. I'm going to get involved in the game. He battles hard with a solid NHL defenseman there, Shane O'Brien, and he takes a hit, boom, to make the play here on a puck that ends up in the net off the stick of Jordan Eberle. This is a kid that's got 20 goals down in the A, and you never know. Sometimes that 5th-round pick plays for you, and he is tonight for the Edmonton Oilers.
Okay, real quick, second time this year, Eric Belanger, who was kind of welcoming Philippe Cornet into the fold, heard Elabou. What do you think of that for him?
Well, a goal that he's been waiting forever for. Eric Belanger has been money. His last 4 seasons, 37 points, 36 points, 41 points, and 40 points. This year, only 10 points at the All-Star break. Really struggled. He's had 3 chances on goal this period. Finally, boom, 1 goes in for him. He is desperate to get a goal. Got one tonight. He's going to try to salvage his season points-wise. He's a better player than his stats show. I guess you got to leave it at that.
And so are these two guys. Louis and Kevin, go ahead in a second.
Thanks very much, Gene. Philippe Cornet played 3 minutes and 24 seconds in that first period. Did not get a shot, but did get, as the guys mentioned, his first career point. And the Oilers have a 2-goal lead as the second period is underway. Guys also mentioned Sam Gagner, Louis. He had 2 goals and an assist the last time these teams played. And Sam Gagner has done a good job against the Colorado Avalanche, and he seems to play some of his best hockey.
Yeah, and I like what Mark Spector said about Philippe Cornet and the fact that he protected the puck and didn't just throw it away. A lot of times in your first game, the pace is faster. You are forced into those plays sometimes, but he held the puck along the wall a couple times, took a hit, and just made the right play. Didn't throw it away. So a good first period, his first in the National Hockey League.
Hayduke along the wall, along with Eric Johnson. But it is Schmid who's got the puck. He'll get it to Horkoff. Push it to Hemsky. Alex Hemsky stopped by Stastny. Horkoff will carry on. Hall. Drop pass for Whitney. Whitney throws it towards the net. Hemsky picks it up behind the cage. His pass in front was picked off by Chuck Kovacic, who had a great chance shorthanded, denied by Dubnyk. A steal attempt by Mueller. Out in front he is, and he scores. Mueller started that play. Kovacic fed it to him, and suddenly it's a 2-1 game.
And Kevin, one thing you can be certain of this Colorado Avalanche team with Joe Sakic at the helm, they have not given up this year. They're a team that works hard. And you watch Peter Mueller, a little chip off the wall, looking for a shot, but he beats it to the stick, lifts it, he stays in front of the net, it just gets thrown there, and he jams it home. So for Peter Mueller, getting himself back into the timing of everything, stops at the net, puck comes to him, puts it home, and cuts the lead in half.
Peter Mueller with 5 points in his last 5 games. And getting a little help from Chuck Kovacic, who had a goal against Minnesota, gets his 5th helper here, and suddenly it's a 2-1 game, a $1.16 into this second period. Peter Mueller playing just his 11th goal. As we take a look at this one from up top.
We're going to take a look and see if this one was kicked in, but you'll watch at the last moment he jams it home with the stick, so it goes off the skate, off the stick. Definitely a good goal for Peter Mueller. And let's face it, this kid has a nose around the net. He's missed a year of hockey, actually a year and a half of hockey. He's eager to get back in there, find that scoring touch. Matt Duchene has been out for the last 12 games. This will be his 13th tonight that he's missed Duchene with a knee injury. So Peter Mueller gets injected in there and on that second line, and he's producing. They're going to need that offensive punch from him.
Chuck Kovacic got the assist, and he's headed to the dressing room. We assume that is a equipment issue. He wasn't limping at all. In fact, he was running. He wants to get back on. Daniel Winnick bumps it in, and then he bumps into Theo Peckham. So it's a 2-1 game with Kovacic and Stastny getting the assists on the goal by Peter Mueller. And for Stastny, he's got 6 points in his last 5 games.
Time to play Safeway's $1 million score and win. If any Edmonton player scores 5 goals in tonight's game, Paramjeet Bawija of Edmonton could win $1 million. Shop and swipe at Safeway, and you could be our next lucky winner right here on Sportsnet.
Eric Belanger, Ryan Jones, and Ryan Smith. Belanger, power play goal that is the difference right now.
So important for Edmonton early in the second period. The Avalanche have come out. They get the goal they were looking for to get themselves kickstarted into this game. And 17 times this year they've came back in games and won where they've been down. That's most in the National Hockey League. So their team, as we've mentioned, doesn't give up, Kevin. So for Edmonton, they're going to have to get back to the game plan they had in the first period. It saw them outshoot Colorado 11-6. It was on the forecheck second efforts, heavy pressure in the offensive zone, and swing that momentum in a hurry.
We saw Mueller steal. They are third in the league in takeaways. And they've also been involved in a lot of one-goal games. 26, in fact, including the game on January 24th. Dubnyk will leave it there for Petrie. Swings it around the boards for Jones. Checked by Stastny. Nifty little pass to Belanger, but he put it off McLeod. He'll get it back again, and Eric Belanger will circle with Mueller hovering. Schmid now to Petrie. Jeff Petrie. 23 minutes, 15 seconds in that game against Vancouver. A hopeful pass. Gets by Ryan Smith, and it's Eric Johnson starting back. Johnson gets his way to the red line, takes a hit from Lander as he delivers the puck in deep. Landeskog going after it. Landeskog checked by Potter. Hayduk, high slot shot, deflected into the corner. Potter goes down heavily into the boards. And the Avalanche keep control. There's Johnson throwing it towards the net. Landeskog got a piece of that, but Dubnyk steers it aside. Whitney trying to play it around the boards, gets it to Lander. He'll get it to Corey Potter. He wants to get it out, can't get it by Ryan O'Reilly. Pressure now by the Avalanche. Lander wants to relieve that pressure, can't do it. O'Reilly keeps it in. O'Reilly. O'Byrne hammers a shot, and that one goes right off the post. Quincy throws it towards the net, steered aside by Dubnyk. Pressure on by the Avalanche, as they have hit a couple of posts in this hockey game. Landeskog checked by Lander. Jones off the back of the net, out in front. He was trying to get it to McClement. Stepped into a shot. Does Hayda. There is Winnick's shot, and it's blocked by Leonard Petrell. Winnick gets it back again. Hayda's shot didn't get much of that. Potter from the corner. Checked by McClement. McClement turned it over to Eager, but he could not get it by O'Byrne. Eager will get another chance, and now Lander does get it to Petrell, and that fourth line will muscle that puck out.
Real good shift by Colorado, Kevin. A lot of pressure and a couple opportunities for Edmonton to get out of harm's way and out of pressure, but they don't get the puck out in 2 or 3 great chances for the Avalanche.
Well, our next score and win winner, courtesy of Safeway and Ocean Spray 100% juicer cocktails, is Elaine Henderson of Edmonton, who's won the Men's Boulevard Marine Star Watch, and that's on the power play goal by Eric Belanger in the first period.
Yeah, and he had a terrific chance earlier on to score, but he banged in his second opportunity on the power play. Here's the bomb from O'Byrne from the blue line after all that scramble down low to the left of Devin Dubnyk, and this one had eyes through traffic. Great job by Hayduk in front to create the screen, and it hits iron.
Had scored in 44 games coming into this one. You talked about a big shot, Lou. He puts a lot behind it. He's 234 pounds.
Yeah, he can crush it, and that one there had eyes, and for Devin Dubnyk, just went down, tried to take up as much space as he could, but I guess it was enough because it hit bar.
And he's a big guy. This has got to be the biggest blue line in the NHL. When you look at O'Brien, Eric Johnson, these guys are all over 6'4", all over 230 pounds. Kyle Quincy's another guy.
A lot of meat back there.
Quincy to O'Reilly. O'Reilly. Landeskog. He snaps his shot, and that caught Sutton up high. Andy Sutton stung by that shot. Hayduk for Landeskog. He's got O'Reilly in front. Gabriel Landeskog checked by Sean Horkoff. And comes to Hemsky. He's given a bump there by Hayduk. Sutton recovers. Andy Sutton plays on. Bumps Landeskog. We've seen that before. Cost him a few games the last time. Landeskog behind the net. Gabriel Landeskog. Back up top it comes. Eric Johnson. Ryan O'Reilly against Sutton. O'Reilly gets away from Hall. Landeskog picks it up, and now Sutton on the turnover will play it off the glass for Hall, and Hall plays it to the middle for Horkoff, who gives it right back to him. Hall with speed. Hall drops for Horkoff. Horkoff looking for Hemsky, put the puck behind him. Hemsky, though, steals it to Horkoff. Couldn't get the shot away. Oilers keep possession. Ladislav Schmid. Schmid. Verhemsky. He's got Horkoff in front. Temsky behind the net. Checked by Quincy and Johnson. Quincy on the steal. Petrie, though, keeps it in for the Oilers. And now Landeskog wants to get it out. I'm sure that line wants to change, and they'll do that right now.
Yeah, it caught out there for a little bit longer than they wanted to be for Joe Sacco. Right away went back with the top line. Landeskog, O'Reilly, and Haydu gets him out there after that excellent shift they had. A little double shifting, but they get caught in the defensive zone for a while.
Elite Cornet on the attack. Jones had lost his stick, gets it back again. David Jones to Daniel Winnick. Winnick hit by Eberle. Potter intercepts the pass intended for McLennan. It comes to Winnick. He will dump it in and chase it himself. He's got Jones in front. Winnick. Checked there by Gagne. Winnick. With McLennan. McLennan. Jones and Winnick. Whitney with some space. Pass intended for Cornet. Gets by him. And it comes out to center. Here's Jan31. McLennan. He'll backhand it in. 12 minutes, 45 seconds to go in this second period. The shot's starting to even up. 11-10 now. Still favor the Oilers. They still have the lead. It's 2-1. Eberle. Checked by Wilson. A bouncing puck comes down for Stastny. Stastny to Mueller. Peter Mueller with a wrist shot, and that one misses on the far side. All the way out to center. Leonard Petrell against Ryan Wilson. Shane O'Brien given a nice hit there by Petrell. Petrell then bumped by McLeod. O'Brien's lost his stick as it comes back to Sutton. He pushes it for Peckham. Peckham with a wrist shot blocked by Mueller, but it comes to Eager with a backhand. Varlamov looking for the rebound, and so is Anton Lander. Lander battling. Good fourth line shift. Here's Sutton in deep. Eager covers on the blue line, but the puck squirts free for Mueller. He's got Wilson with him, along with McLeod. Wilson against Lander. Plays it behind the net. Mueller takes a shot. Dubnyk the save. The puck still free. It's picked up by Theo Peckham. The Avalanche keep control of the puck in the Oilers zone. Brian Jones knocks down that pass from Stastny, and he almost sent away Ben Eager.
He was almost gone there, trying to spring through, but a great back check on that last play by Anton Lander to get back, nullify the 2-on-1 as Wilson jumped up into the play for Colorado to get into the attack.
Theo Peckham takes a look as the Avalanche make a change. Here comes Eric Belanger. Belanger with speed across the line. He gets stopped up there by O'Reilly. Schmid. They just dumped that puck right back in. Kyle Quincy will give it to Johnson. Johnson gives it right back to Quincy. Quincy steps across the line, fires a shot. Dubnyk the save, and he'll hang on to it. Andy Sutton had 4 blocks in the last game. This is not how the doctor orders a textbook block.
Chance to visit some old friends here in Edmonton and see some hockey and do some charity stuff.
And you're also, doing some work along with the charity work. Special assistant to the president, which is Glenn Sather. How do you enjoy that role?
Well, it's been fantastic for me. Of course, living in New York and working with the Rangers has been great. Great way for me to get introduced to the game away from being a player. And working with Glenn and the staff there has been incredible. We got a great group. The team's having a great year so far, and hopefully we can continue in the second half.
People love to make comparisons. The Oilers have some young talent that brings about memories of you and the young talent the Oilers had back in the 80s. People could suggest Taylor Hall might be a young Mark Messier. What do you think of that?
Well, it's always hard to compare players. I don't think it's fair for the younger players coming in. I think it puts a lot of undue pressure on them to be something. I think it's just important to let them develop into who they are as not only as people but as players as well. And they got a lot of great young talent here, and I think we just need to give them time to develop and create their own identities.
Mark, thanks for this.
Thanks very much.
And people haven't forgotten here, guys. Standing ovation in the first period during a TV timeout.
You hear the Moose chants coming along with it, too. They love Mark Messier here for good reason. One of the best leaders ever in the game of hockey, or any sport for that matter. Always good to see him here in the Heartland.
We talk about Super Bowl weekend, Joe Namath. How about 1994 and the guarantee in Game 6? Mark Messier cementing his legend in the Big Apple. Andy Sutton, none the worse for wear, taking that puck off the face, throws a hit into David Jones. The Oilers with 2 shots in this period. Eberle, another one, and it's a glove save by Varlamov. Tell us Oilers hockey here on Sportsnet.
with your favorite Oilers players and enter for the chance to win a free 3-year Ford vehicle lease. Enter now at EdmontonOilers.com/yourteam-your-ride. And Mark Messier alluded to it. We want to mention it again that the NHL or CHL Top Prospects game is on the way. Home Hardware is our title sponsor. We should also give a plug to Griffin Reinhart, one of the Edmonton Oil Kings members who will be in that game, and he is listed to be one of the top picks in the upcoming NHL entry draft in Pittsburgh.
9:43 to go here in the second period. The only goal of this period scored by Peter Mueller of the Colorado Avalanche. He's on the ice right now as the puck comes back to O'Byrne. O'Byrne hit the post. Stastny will backhand it in, and that puck goes out of play.
If you're making a difference for hockey, we'd like to help. Apply for an RBC Play Hockey grant today, and you could receive funding and financial advice for hockey in your community.
Louis, nothing gets rid of the nerves like getting your first NHL point 4 minutes and 59 seconds into your first NHL game.
Yeah, no question about that. You always want to come up and have an impact, have an impression, get on that score sheet. You know, as Jeff Brubaker, my coach down the International Hockey League, with the San Antonio Dragons, I got recalled to Tampa. He says, make sure you're making that score sheet some way, shape, or form every game. I don't care what it is, but get on the sheet for something.
And let me guess, well, you got on the sheet for 5 minutes, right?
I got on there the easiest way.
There you go.
But for Philip Cornet, obviously this is something he's dreamed about for his whole life, ever since he put on skates, and his first National Hockey League game picks up his first point. So a pretty solid start for the youngster, the 21-year-old.
6 foot, 196 pounds, and as he mentioned, a great honor for him to be in that AHL All-Star game in Atlantic City. And then he arrives here at 12:30 in the afternoon and gets action in the National Hockey League and gets a point on the goal by Jordan Eberle. And it's the fourth line out there now, though, as we take a look at his numbers. And a fifth-round pick, Louis, you always kind of cheer for those guys.
Yeah, you know, those guys that sometimes are a late developer and they bloom a little bit later than some of the higher picks. But for Philip Cornet, he came into this year in good shape. He was quick in the training camp. He developed his skating a little bit better. And I'll tell you, went down there 20 goals. It's not an easy thing to do. For him, he does that, gets his first appearance into an All-Star game, and Tom Rennie talked about this morning, putting him in a position to succeed, playing with Gagne and Eberle, saying, hey, let's take a real good look at this kid and see exactly what he has.
Fourth line stays out there, Lander, Petrell, and Eager. McClement lines up against Lander. Lander wins that draw, and Petrell fights against Quincy to get possession of the puck. Winnick lost it to Lander. Eager's got it. Eager's shot goes off Eric Johnson and went straight up in the air. And when it comes down, it's back the other way with Jones. Steps into a slap shot. Dubnyk stays calm, makes the save, and hangs on.
Ready to sell? RE/MAX agents have the experience to get the job done in today's market. Visit remax.ca today.
Well, for David Jones, having 27 goals last year and only 2 in his last 24 games played, trying to find that scoring touch once again, gets down the right-hand side. And a heavy shot from that position, but Dubnyk's in a perfect position to cut down the angle and make the save.
12 saves for Devan Dubnyk so far in this one. It's got 8:25 left to go in the second period. And Ales Hemsky with Horkoff and Hall. Hall slams a shot that went off Quincy into the corner and is picked up by Vandergulik. David Vandergulik chips that puck in. McLeod going after it against Petrie. Vandergulik checked by Schmid. McLeod in the corner against Petrie. Petrie wins that battle and pushes it to Hall, who gets it to Horkoff. Horkoff quickly to Hemsky. Hemsky across the blue line. Horkoff headed to the front of the net. Varlamov steers that shot into the corner. O'Reilly gives it to Eric Johnson. Johnson gives it right back to him. He'll chip it into the corner, and that line's going to change up. Kovacic with a bump to Theo Peckham. Mueller jumps on that puck. This line has been good at turning the puck over, creating turnovers. And back the other way, here comes Jones. Fires a shot, that one high over top of the net. Andy Sutton will give it to Theo Peckham just out of his reach, and there's Kovacic. And Stastny gets possession back, but he gives it away. Ryan Smith sneaking in, slap shot. Varlamov the save, the rebound. is picked up by Paul Stastny, and he will clear it down the ice. As you like to say, stealth mode. Ryan Smith slipping in behind the defense.
Kind of slipped in there pretty quickly on the change and went in for a good opportunity on net. But you mentioned that line, Landeskog out there as well as Mueller. And for Mueller, forechecking hard and really making it tough on the defenders to make that quick first pass. They're taking it away, the Avalanche, in this second period. As a result, they're getting more chances, more turned over pucks, and more scoring chances.
Vladislav Schmid circles the net. Schmid. You've got Ryan Smith out in front, gives it to Gagne. Gagne trying to angle it in. But it's cleared down the ice, and Jeff Petrie will go back and get it. 6:27 to go here in the second period. The Oilers with 17 shots, the Avalanche with 13. Petrie. A shot that Varlamov juggles just a little bit. Eberle picks up the rebound and gets the stick chopped out of his hands. His palms go in the air. Play continues. He's got to go to the bench. A broken stick, no call. Landeskog fires it towards Dubnyk. He'll make the save with Hayduk right there.
I think for Jordan Eberle, didn't like the way it was knocked out of his hand and the means that it was done. Here's Ryan Smith. He just picks off a pass, sneaks in behind the defender, tries to go up over top of the shoulder, and that one was a ricochet as well. But here's that play, the last little sequence, that vicious kind of coming down onto the stick. It broke it. He had to drop it, and he felt it should have been penalty. I kind of agree with him. Anytime the stick comes above the shoulders first before it comes down the stick, it's a pretty good swing.
You know what? It's too bad the stick didn't break, because that would make it just a little more obvious.
Well, it did break. It just didn't come apart.
That's it. It's got to be in two pieces.
The old wooden ones would have shattered.
Landeskog plays it back to the point. Eric Johnson waiting for it there. Hayduk, Landeskog, and O'Reilly. Quincy throws it towards the net. And Dubnyk has to stand his ground, as that puck may have gotten tipped from Hayduk. Hall given a bump, but he gets the puck to Horcoff. Quick outlet for Whitney. Whitney crosses the blue line, drops for Hemsky. Alex Hemsky gives it right back to Whitney out in front for Horcoff, and it was broken up by Quincy. Johnson starts away down the left side. Gets it to Landeskog. To Hayduk. Hayduk snaps a shot. Great save by Dubnyk through traffic. O'Reilly keeps it in. Ryan O'Reilly has to deal with Theo Peckham. Peckham now without a stick. Theo Peckham gets a stick from Petrell as Hayduk fakes the shot. Now he'll let it go, and it was blocked by Peckham with Petrell's stick. He'll get that puck out. And look at Leonard Petrell, soccer style.
Well, just a great shift for Petrell there. He recognizes that Peckham's stick is broke, gives it to him quickly, gets in the blocking mode, and uses his feet to get it to a teammate and get off the ice, and gets a fresh stick himself.
4 minutes, 44 seconds to go in this second period. Lander, eager, Petrell. The fourth line, chipping and chasing, and Lander going after it against Hayda. Petrell throwing his weight around as well. Leonard Petrell came into this game with 50 hits in 31 games. Vladislav Schmid going back to touch it. And that's going to be icing. Well, great views from our net cams are brought to you by LASIK MD, providing you with a 20/20 view of all the action. And we have seen a few posts from our net cams. As the Oilers, they'll play Chicago Thursday, and then they've got Detroit on Saturday. It's a 3-game homestand, and then they're going to hit the road, and we'll be part of it. We'll be in Toronto for that game against the Leafs on Monday. Always great to go back. The so-called center of the universe is Ryan Smith trying to jam it home. Ryan Jones almost took the net off the moorings, and Belanger got knocked down right in the blue paint. Jones has to wait for Belanger to clear. He does, gets knocked down by McClement. But it looks like Eric Belanger, confidence, Lou, even for a veteran, when you get a goal.
Absolutely, and that's what we call crashing the net. No pun intended. He went right in there, fell down, and was in Varlamov's pads as that wraparound attempt from Ryan Smith as he walked out, tried to jam it through. Just too many bodies lying in front of him.
Both teams want to get a change in. 3.5 minutes to go in this second period. Gagne with Eberle and Cornet. Eberle with the puck now. Eberle takes a look. Takes a shove there from O'Byrne, but gets the puck back to Whitney. Gagne from the corner. Gagne moves it out in front. It's picked off there by Paul Stastny. He'll play it off the boards and get it in. And Gagne is in behind the net, got all tied up with Shane O'Brien. Sticks flying and another stick broken, and that means a penalty.
This time it will be called. It was Jordan Eberle who's going to get called for slashing Stastny Schnick. Right head to the box.
What stick that he did not use to take that 2-minute penalty. This is one of the sticks that he brought with him to Ottawa, but it isn't just a regular Jordan Eberle stick anymore, because as I'm able to gently work the stick, there's a look at all the different all-star autographs that Jordan Eberle was able to get from teammates and others that spent the weekend in Ottawa. And by the way, Jordan, if you're watching, which you're not, there's a smudge here. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was smudged when I got it. You're my witnesses.
But busted, Gene. He's in the penalty box. The second power play for the Colorado Avalanche. Got one shot the last time they had the man advantage. Stastny. And that 5-forward formation, it is Mueller on the point. O'Reilly and Mueller back at the blue line. Mueller feeds it to the middle for Stastny. He was checked there by Theo Peckham. Smith outlets to the captain, Horkoff. Horkoff moving in against O'Reilly. He gets triple teamed. The puck comes free, and O'Reilly's got it. O'Reilly stops inside the blue line. Stastny gives it back to him. Mueller with it now. Mueller throws it towards the net, and that actually hit his teammate and the veteran, Milan Hajduk. Mueller gives it to Hajduk. He'll go back past to Stastny. He'll bring it back up top to O'Reilly and then get the puck on the half wall. Cross-ice pass for Mueller. Mueller back to O'Reilly. O'Reilly and Mueller steps into a one-timer, and that didn't work out so well as Mueller did not get much of that shot. Jones takes a look. He will dump it in. He's going to stay out there. Belanger will join him. 41 seconds left to go in the power play. The #1 power play unit in the NHL on the road, having trouble here in their second opportunity. I know sometimes that's the kiss of death.
Well, I think also that unit of having 5 forwards, not really too familiar going back, playing pucks behind their own net, drop passes, so a couple of them not in the right space, and a little bit of miscommunication trying to get fresh bodies on the ice.
Pro Hockey Life, the ultimate hockey megastore.
Well, talking to Devan Dubnyk, can't remember the last time he started 3 straight games. But the coach saying this morning, win and you're in. Wraparound attempt by Winnick denied. And Ryan Smith will send it down the ice, and that should do it for the power play. But, Louis, that's got to give you confidence as a goaltender. You do your job, you're going to play.
Yeah, no question. He's kind of grabbed the reins here the last little bit when you look at it over his last 6 starts, 3-2-1. Had 2 real good back-to-back games in succession. 1 win in the shootout, 1 loss against Vancouver last Tuesday. So for Devan Dubnyk, he's going to be given the opportunity to extend that. And as you mentioned, for Tom Rennie, it's come down to that point now. Opportunity will be given to the players that earn it. And for Devan Dubnyk, you win, you're in. And the Big Easy's looking pretty good tonight.
He has faced 17 Avalanche shots so far. 77 saves in those previous 2 games for Devan Dubnyk. And he's trying to win his 5th game at home and 4th game in the month of January.
And, you know, it goes without saying, at the start of the year, the goaltending tandem of Devan Dubnyk and Nikolai Khabibulin, both of them kind of really responded from one another. When one was playing well, it seemed to bring the other one's game up. So you think that's exactly what will happen here down the stretch for Edmonton. For Nikolai Khabibulin, he's had some good performances. He's come up short a couple games. But always nice to have that little extra pressure and that push from the other guy to help you get through some tough stretches.
30 seconds to go in the period. Vandergulik stopped by Devan Dubnyk. McLennan looking for the rebound. He was checked, but the 4th line for the Avalanche continue to put the pressure on. Potter around the near side. Corey Potter looking for Gagne. He's broken up by Ryan O'Byrne. He'll chip it out. There's Fournier. Play it right back. Hayda with just 8 seconds to go. Vandergulik will get the last shot. He whistles that one wide. And the second period comes to an end with just 1 goal scored, and it was early. 1:16 in. Darren Millard and the panel is standing by. They're going to come back right after we take this break.
Today, and her cousin Haley as well with her at the hockey game. We will be involved in hockey when the Edmonton Oilers start a 3-game road trip in Toronto as part of TELUS Oilers Hockey. You know what? That night, just come home and shut her down, as I'd like to say, and just tune into Sportsnet, because we also, after that, will have a doubleheader as Calgary is taking on Anaheim. We should mention, while we've got Anaheim on our brains, young men, Andrew Cogliano with a hat-trick, natural hat-trick of all things so far tonight. Okay, let's talk about guys who prevent hat-tricks, and that being Devan Dubnyk. You talked about him in the pregame. What do you think of him through 2 periods?
Well, this is the story of a young goaltender who is finally seemingly finding some confidence in his game. All of this game, no matter what position you play, folks, you talk to NHL players and they use the word confidence. You'll see in Devan Dubnyk's game, he's making his decisions quicker. We're going to go back now to a game earlier this season against the Columbus Blue Jackets. You'll see him on a poke check with Derek Dorsett. He makes the decision, a split. He takes just a split second to think about, I think I better poke check. Maybe I shouldn't. I guess I will. And it's an empty net goal for Dorsett. Now let's fast forward to tonight. These poke checks work if you go with your first instinct to do them right away. Out he comes without a second's hesitation. I mean, I get it. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But the point that we're making here is a confident goalie, it's going to work for him more often. We're seeing confidence in Dubnyk. Good news for the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, as he continues to play, and with the Oilers not having back-to-backs for a while, he could play a number of consecutive games.
Why not?
What do you want from your fourth line if you're, well, Mark Spector or Tom Brady?
a little bit of puck time is what I'd really like for my fourth line. You know, take the some of the onus off the other lines, take some of the pressure off them. And you see here, if you can get a goal from your fourth line, I don't know what the percentage is, but I'll bet you win 75% of the time. Lander in the first period hits the post, and when you don't have the puck, what does your fourth line do for you? All-out effort. Leonard Petrell with 2 blocks here. Ben Eager having a real nice game tonight with a puck as well. This is how you win hockey games on the rare night when your first line doesn't get the job done. Eric Belanger's got a goal tonight. Your fourth line's playing well. You know, it's not always the big names that win the game. Sometimes it's guys like 55 right there.
And guys like this call the game. They're named Kevin and Louis.
All right, Gene, thanks very much. Thank you, Mark Spector. The Oilers have won 18 games this year. 15 of them have come when they've led after 40 minutes, and that's the situation we find ourselves in right now.
You know, Steve Smith talking about what Mark Spector was talking about. The fourth line was up against the number 1 lines in his NHL career. He was a shutdown guy with an offensive upside. And he said the third, fourth lines of the good teams made you work extra hard. And late in the games, that fatigue started to set in when you're going up against bodies that were banging, holding onto the puck, working it down low. So it has that effect as well. And we'll see if it pays some dividends here later in this game.
The Oilers trying to win for the 3rd time against the Colorado Avalanche in this season series, and they have played well against the Avs at home. In the last 12, they are 7-1-4. And they have a 2-1 lead here as the 3rd period gets underway. The Avalanche got their only goal of this game a minute 16 into the 2nd period. And you know that this is a desperate team for Colorado. They are 1 point out of a playoff spot. They are 1 point behind Minnesota, a team they will play on Thursday. And then they'll welcome Vancouver on Saturday. The Oilers have got 2 Central Division matchups against Detroit and Chicago. Belanger, Smith, and Jones out there now. Puck kept in at the point. O'Brien. That's knocked out of his hands. Stastny drives for the net. Kovacic shot turned aside by Dubnyk. Smith around the boards for Jones. Jones checked by Wilson. Gets it out. Smith's got it. Here's Ryan Smith trying to take advantage of a Colorado line change. Drops it back. Belanger moving in. Belanger against Payda. Eric Belanger back to the point. Ryan Whitney keeps it alive for Eberle. Now Whitney side of the net. He was trying to find Smith. Ryan Whitney with a sharp pass to Ryan Smith. And it almost connected.
And a terrific play by Jordan Eberle to protect the puck the last second and somehow find Whitney through the seam for that big chance.
Nate Cornet out there now, played 7.5 minutes through 40. And his NHL debut. He has the puck now, and he'll give it to Eberle. Eberle with Gagne across the blue line. Jordan Eberle, a wrist shot. Varlamov looks for the rebound, so does Gagne. Varlamov covers it up and gets the whistle.
Safeway's featured participating product for tonight's hockey game is Ocean Spray 100% juice or cocktails.
Well, already a couple good scoring chances for Edmonton here early in this third period. Here's the one for Whitney, the great pass, and just trying to find Ryan Smith behind Varlamov, who's coming in from behind the net and just can't get a stick on this one as it goes through. But only 8 shots on net in the second period for Edmonton. They'll have to try and generate more against Varlamov in this third. Off to a good start.
And the fourth line that Mark Spector was talking about out there now. Theo Peckham bounces it out to center. Quincy will shoot it right back in. Dubnyk down the boards it goes, intercepted by McLeod. McLeod with Gagliardi and Vandergoof. Sutton ties up McLeod. The puck squirts free. Now Theo Peckham in there to help out. He'll play it around the boards. Kept in by Johnson. Shot tipped wide. Petrell back to pick it up. He'll play it off the glass. Can't get it out. Quincy fires it into the near corner. Picked up by TJ Gagliardi. His shot is blocked by Sutton. And it's picked up by Peckham. And Peckham moves it ahead to Lander. Lander gets to the red line. He'll dump it in. And the top line will head out.
All that there, that sequence for Colorado in the offensive zone. A little slow, both Sutton and Peckham getting into a position for Dubnyk to give it to him. As a result, it gets turned over in some extended time in the defensive zone for Edmonton.
Schmid. Outlet for Hall. Hall getting a hard shot there by O'Byrne. And that sent Hall to the ice right in front of the Colorado bench. He is just getting up now.
Yeah, he was a little slow to get up there, so it looked like he kind of tweaked something, but he gets up, stays on the ice, so he's okay. But a big hit by O'Byrne along the wall on Hall.
O'Byrne, 6'5", 234 pounds. Hall, as Louis mentioned, stays out there. But Colorado putting on some pressure. And it's Landeskog, Hayduk, and O'Reilly. O'Reilly, a weak shot that Dubnyk's not going to take any chances with. He'll cover it up.
I guess not. A couple times Edmonton's had an opportunity to get that puck out of the zone. They haven't. So for Devin Dubnyk, wisely covers it up. That last hit by O'Byrne on Hall, if you watch Taylor Hall's ankle underneath him as he goes down, it gets caught underneath him. Very similar to the injury he suffered last year in the fight versus Derek Dorsett and how he hurt himself. He stayed down for a bit, wanted to make sure everything was okay, but he did get up and looked like he was okay skating. We'll keep an eye on Taylor Hall to see if there's any effects from that, but that one definitely stung him.
Kovacic. Wilson shot, and that one dribbles wide as Mueller picks it up. He'll give it back to Wilson. His pass is intercepted by Corey Potter. Smith. Quick up for Jones. Jones and Wilson come together. Smith got Belanger in front. Ryan Smith trying to find it, Belanger, but Kovacic there to break it up. Ryan Jones chips it around the near side and is picked up there by Wilson. Wilson lays it to the middle, knocked down by Belanger, swept in by Mueller at the end of his shift. Corey Potter takes a look. He's got time. Both teams make changes. Potter. Cornet off his skate. Quincy with Johnson. And it's Eric Johnson. Daniel Winnick with McClement and Jones. Cornet lays it behind the net, and there is Corey Potter to pick it up. Potter. Everly to Gagne. Gagne off the boards, trying to find Cornet, but it was broken up by Johnson. Quincy. Nice move around Everly. Quincy dishes off for Winnick. Winnick, wrist shot. And Dubnyk makes the save, and he'll hang on.
Cheers for the home team from the home team. Home Hardware. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Well, the Oilers want to hear your best hockey cheer for a chance to win a game night experience, including 4 gold seats and an autographed jersey, or a $400 Boston Pizza gift card and a signed stick. Grab your minor hockey team, a group of friends, or submit your own cheer at EdmontonOilers.com. Give me a K, give me an E, give me an V, give me an I, give me an N. What does that spell?
Wait a minute. The Oilers, Louis, we talked about Ryan or Tom Runny saying the pressure on this team to win. Here's that situation. A team that is desperate to try and make the playoffs. You've got a 1-goal lead. You're at home. You're trying to close this thing out.
Absolutely, and this is that expectation we talked about, coming into a game with a game plan and executing number one, but believing that you can win. And the Colorado Avalanche came out hard in the second period, scored that quick goal. They had the momentum. Edmonton got a little bit of it back, but in this third period, sloppy play in the defensive zone has created some time that shouldn't be there for the Colorado Avalanche, and as a result, you start spinning your wheels a little bit. You can see right now there's an icing call here. They're having a difficult time putting passes together, getting into the offensive zone. You have to simplify, a little urgency back there, get a little more physical, get pucks deep, establish that forecheck yourselves. So this is one of those opportunities that Tom Rennie talked about. You have to grasp these moments and persevere.
Stastny, Mueller, and Kovacic. A forward line putting on that pressure right now, and it's Paul Stastny with the puck. Stastny being watched by Horkoff. Checked by Kovacic, fights him off. Quick pass to Hall. Hall, none the worse for wear after that hit from O'Byrne, but he's checked by Kovacic. Paul Stastny's got it. Stastny, he gets tied up by Schmid. Hall, drop pass for Horkoff. Horkoff will lead the rush out. He'll give it to Hall. Hall at center to Hemsky. Alex Hemsky driving wide. Wrist up, big rebound for Hall. He scores! Hall has given the Oilers a 3-1 lead.
Two passes in succession on the tape, and Taylor Hall, as a forward, goes back in the defensive zone, builds up some speed, gets it out of harm's way, gives it to Alex Hemsky with speed down the wing, gets a shot to the net, follows it up with a drive to the net himself, and bangs it home. And for Taylor Hall, that's his 14th goal in the last 23 games. He's been on fire. He's going to look quiet in the middle 20 minutes, but he comes out in this third period and gives his team a much-needed 2-goal lead as Colorado is putting the pressure on.
17 goals on the season now for Taylor Hall, and 3 points in his last 2 games. And a big one for the Oilers. At 6:01 of the third period, Hemsky and Horkoff get the helpers, and the building has come alive here in Rexall. And Alex Hemsky, with 2 assists against Vancouver, has now got 5 points in his last 7 games. Horkoff, 2 points in his last 2. Remember, he got a goal in Vancouver. Todd Langer leads the rush. Throws it toward the net. Juggled by Varlamov, and he'll hang on to it. The Oilers celebrate a 2-goal lead against the Avalanche.
Telecast, you can win a 52-inch sharp Aquos TV with Quatron technology. And on TV right now with us is the GM of Oklahoma City, that being Bill Scott. Your first game at Rexall Place. So
it is.
What's the experience been like for you?
Oh, it's been terrific. We just got in here today with Phil Cornet, came in from the All-Star game in the American Hockey League. So it's been good to get up here and see the guys play, and we always see the AHL team play, so it's nice to see the big club play.
What have you made of Philippe and Josh Green and Ryan O'Meara and all the different players that have come up here and helped the Edmonton Oilers?
Well, they've been great for us, obviously, and that's why they're up here. They've done a terrific job. A guy like Philippe Cornet had a great off-season. We gave him a few key things to work on, and he did it, especially his skating. And he's going to the net hard for us, and that's why he's having the results.
How have you been able to lose guys like Philippe Cornet and still sit first in your division? It must be kind of a double-edged sword, because you want to see promotions, but you also want to win.
Sure. Well, we've had great depth this year up front, especially in our organization. Coaching staff's done a great job of getting the guys prepared each and every game, and the guys have bought into the system, and it's pretty much plug and play right now is the way it's been for our team. So that's been really exciting. Magnus
Piarvi, what do you hope to see him improve on, and update us on Linus Omar?
Yeah, well, I think Magnus, again, came down with a great attitude on this latest one. I expect him to get a little more goal scoring in his game, get his confidence back up on that side of it. But he's been great, and Linus Omark has begun skating again. We're hoping to have him back in the next couple weeks, but he's had a great attitude, and he's really looking forward to being back out there.
Bill, thanks for this, and good luck the rest of the way.
All right, thanks, Gene.
All right, back to you guys.
All right, guys, 13 minutes left to go here in the third period. Taylor Hall has given his team some breathing room. He is out there now with Horkoff and Hemsky. Hall can't get it by O'Reilly. Horkoff behind the net, intercepted by Milan Hajduk. O'Reilly, Hajduk, and Landeskog. Top lines going head-to-head. Schmid and Petrie trying to shut down that line as Hall. Pass for Horkoff was broken up by O'Byrne and played back down into Oiler territory. Both teams want to make changes. 23-23, the shots on goal. Last time these teams were here was early December. The Oilers won that game by the score of 4-1. Sam Gagner had a big game. He had 2 goals and an assist. He's got 1 helper in this one tonight. Stastny gets stopped. He dumps the puck in. Sutton there. Short pass for Belanger. Belanger spinning to get away from Chuck Kovacic. Belanger to Sutton. Off the boards and right back into Belanger. And he bumps into Jones. Qualify for a hit. Quincy. Kovacic wraps it around the boards. Sutton waiting for it there. Off the end of his stick for Stastny. Gets it back again. And it comes to Ryan Smith. He'll get it to Jones and they'll get that puck out. Eric Johnson brings it right back in on the right side. Takes a hit from Peckham. Sutton for Smith off the end of his stick. Hayda. Quick turn for Winnick. Winnick looking to the middle for Jones just out of his reach. Whitney will play it to Potter. Potter runs into Winnick. Now Hayda pinching. Winnick and Potter come together again. They continue to push and shove as Gagner gets the puck to Eberle. Eberle right side with Cornet. Flips it in. Cornet against O'Byrne. Hayda around the boards it comes. It gets by Jones and comes right to Whitney. Whitney hit Jones with it. McClement going after it. Winnick. McClement trying to get a shot away. Can't do it in close quarters. And there is Eberle to get the puck out.
An incredible forecheck here by the Colorado Avalanche. They're relentless on the defense of Edmonton. They get in there on the attack. Not 1, but 2, but 3 guys are aggressively getting in and intercepting passes. And those little passes through the bodies aren't working for Edmonton. You have to get back to the basics off the glass. A little bit of urgency getting the puck out of the defensive zone because they're turning it over and giving Colorado chances.
Now by swiping a free club card, Cindy McKay of Benson won the Garmin Newbie GPS courtesy of Safeway at Ocean Spray 100% juice or cocktails. And that was on the goal by Taylor Hall, his 17th of the season and his 8th goal at home. And he's out there now. Petrie, around the boards it comes. Kept in by Eric Johnson. Johnson checked by Hall. A scramble comes to Landeskog. His shot steered aside easily by Devin Dubnyk. O'Reilly checked by Schmid. Back to the point it comes. Winnick steps into a shot. Didn't make it through. Hit Milan Hajduk. Getting knocked down was O'Reilly, and Hall starts away for Hemsky. Hemsky is checked by Kyle Quincy. Quincy takes a bump as he gets it to Hajduk. Hajduk. Drop pass for O'Reilly. Snaps a shot. Rebound for Hajduk. Stopped again. Here's an opportunity and a goal. And it is the rookie, Gabriel Landeskog, who has tied this game at 2.
And this goal was all created in the quick transition by Colorado. O'Byrne goes back, makes that first pass out of the zone. And it's Hajduk that comes up here. Watch this quick release by O'Reilly here. He gets it. It's on the pad of Dubnyk, who can't control that rebound. And Landeskog just kind of swoops in, picks it up, and jams it home. The second poke by Hajduk. And Landeskog literally skates this one into the net through the crease. So the quick release creates the big rebound. And the Colorado Avalanche, who have been pressing here throughout this third period, get themselves right back into this game on Landeskog's 11th goal of the year.
Came in tied for 6th among rookies in points. He's got a 4-game point streak going right now. Hajduk and O'Reilly get the helpers at 10-14.
Ready to sell? RE/MAX agents have the experience to get the job done in today's market. Visit remax.ca today.
The Avalanche will start by Landeskog, the assists, Hajduk and O'Reilly.
9:35 to go here in the third period in a 2-2 game. Ryan O'Reilly, 23 assists, 37 points. He leads the Avalanche in every offensive category. Sutton to Belanger. Eric Belanger snaps a shot with an off. O'Byrne sticking wide. Smith, sneaky shot, throws it towards the net. Varlamov had to be sharp. Belanger throws a hit on O'Byrne. Stastny to Kovacic. Kovacic. Hayda steps into a shot, and that one was blocked fearlessly by Corey Potter.
That was a terrific block at the last second. Potter gets down and denies Jan Hayden, who gets up in the play, had a wide open shot to the net and gets taken away quickly by that terrific two-pad stack of Corey Potter.
And he is Tellis Oilers hockey from Rexall Place.
The Edmonton Oilers, that's because he was in Davos, Switzerland, and was involved in the World Economic Forum as it took place. A number of different groups and meetings were held during their annual meeting. There's the name tag to prove it, and there's a shot with the sign in the background. Involved in business in all parts of the world. Now it's back to business as usual on the Oilers bench.
And this business as the Oilers, with 8:33 to go in this one, they've got a 3-2 lead. Well, we apologize for our technical difficulties, but we welcome the folks who have been watching Calgary and Detroit. We've got a 3-2 game here. Taylor Hall's goal at 6:01. The difference right now. Jordan Eberle to Gagne. Gagne chips it in. Cornet going after it. Johnson takes him into the boards. Kyle Quincy comes in. Jones flips it in. Hey, everybody. We've got it right. Everybody's welcome. Folks have been watching Calgary and Detroit. I understand that now you have officially joined us. And we've got 7:41 left to go in this one. 3-2, the Oilers with the lead. The Avalanche desperate to try and get some points. They're 1 point out of a playoff spot. The Oilers, as their coach Tom Runny has said, the pressure to accept winning. They're doing that right now, trying to win their 16th game when they've led after 40 minutes. Jones kicks that puck back to the point. O'Byrne steps into a slap shot. It goes wide. And it's picked up by Ryan Whitney. They'll get it to Ryan Smith, send it down the ice. Ryan Jones going after it. And that is offside as it hit the referee.
Fans didn't like that there as Ryan Jones looked like he was going to win that race for the puck. Goes off the referee in the blue line. So unfortunately his body goes over the line first. But some heavy pressure once again for the Avalanche in the offensive zone. Tom Rennie trying to go over some plays here. But in the last 7 minutes here, the pressure's been on for Edmonton. They're going to have to find a way to try and generate a little bit more offense themselves. This is going to be a difficult team, the Avalanche, to sit back on and try and hold on to that one-goal lead.
17-7-2 are the Avalanche in one-goal games so far this season. Hall, Hemsky, Horkoff. Hall with it now, looking for Horkoff. It was broken up and sent down the ice. The race for it, and it's Theo Peckham who gets there ahead of Chuck Kobasu. Hall will get it to Horkoff. Horkoff with Hemsky. Here comes Hemsky. Hemsky snaps the shot, and that one goes just wide. Sutton keeps it in. Quincy will play it along the near side boards to Mueller. Mueller trying to find Kobasu. It was broken up there by Peckham. Peckham for Hall, one-on-one against Quincy, and Quincy takes him into the boards heavily. And Taylor Hall works his way over to the bench. And Taylor Hall has had a bit of a rough game.
Yeah, he went to the boards awkwardly here, and as he tries to win this race, tries to jam himself through at the last second. That right hand and arm that's extended comes into the boards, and the shoulder issue that he had, he suffered that injury back on November 26th versus the Colorado Avalanche, that big hit by Ryan Wilson. And he said it's never going to be 100%. He's going to feel it. He's been getting rehab on it. And he's going to have to just work through it. But he went off a little gingerly there after that hit by Quincy.
It's Telus Oilers hockey right here on Sportsnet from Rexall Place. On the face-off, Quincy shot deflected into the corner by Devin Dubnyk. We've got 5 minutes, 47 seconds left to go in regulation time. Johnson's shot goes wide. Bouncing puck comes to O'Reilly. O'Reilly with Hayduk and Landeskog, and it was Landeskog who cut the lead to 1. Hemsky has got Hall with him. He is checked by Landeskog. Gabriel Landeskog. 30 shots for the Avalanche, 23 for the Oilers. Petrie against O'Reilly, plays it off the glass. Petrell will pick it up. He's got Eager with him. Petrell fires that shot. It gets deflected into the near corner. Petrell and Lander, the fourth line out there now as Jan31 spins to get away from Eager. He'll give it to Kyle Quincy. Quincy looking for Mueller. He was checked by Peckham. Dubnyk calmly gets it over to Andy Sutton. Peckham. Pass for Cornet, intercepted by Mueller. He'll give it to Kovacic. Kovacic, drop pass. Wilson. Wilson, back up top. There is a shot, and that one goes just wide as O'Brien let it go. Now O'Brien gets another chance. Shane O'Brien checked by Petrell. Through Kovacic, couldn't get a stick on a wraparound by Stastny. Stopped. O'Brien keeps it in. He'll throw it towards the net. Andy Sutton picks it up. He'll play it around the near side. There is Ryan Wilson. Wilson keeps it in for Stastny, for Mueller. Against Sutton. Sutton lays it right in the middle, and that comes out. The Avalanche maintain possession. Stastny. Drop pass. Winnick. Stopped by Gagne. Gagne chips and chases against Jan31. Gagne knocks down Hayda. 3:50 to go here. Gilardi. His shot blocked by Corey Potter. Now it comes free. Well, thanks to the folks at Altitude for covering. Louis needed a snack, so he had to leave the booth. We're back now.
A little piggyback ride.
3 minutes, 17 seconds left to go in the third period. The Oilers with a 1-goal lead. Wholesale change. Belanger, Jones, and Devin Dubnyk will grab that puck and hang on to it. Let's take a look at tonight's outstanding play, outstanding result, brought to you by RE/MAX, the right agent for today's market.
Well, Taylor Hall's 17th goal of the year, and a great play set up by him to get it wide to Hemsky, followed up to the net, and he jams it home. This goal here makes it 3-1 for Edmonton. Colorado scored a goal to make it 3-2, so it's an important one. The pressure's been on, but Taylor Hall gets the job done, and that's why the Oilers are still in the lead.
And he is out there with Belanger and Jones. So Taylor Hall stays on the ice. Schmid and Petrie are the blue liners as Haydu tries to split them. Haydu going wide, gives it to Landeskog. Landeskog with O'Reilly and Haydu. Johnson keeps it in against Taylor Hall. Johnson on the near boards. Chips it behind the net. O'Reilly against Schmid. Ryan O'Reilly turns. Back to the point it comes. Quincy sends it around the near side. Opportunity for Hall to get it out. Can't do it as Ryan O'Reilly keeps it in. Bouncing puck for Landeskog. Landeskog up high. Quincy with a shot and whizzes it wide. A chance for O'Reilly, denied by Dubnyk. His best save of the game.
Just an incredible save, and right now, no bigger time in this game. The business end of this third period, up by a goal. The goaltender has had to be sharp as Devin Dubnyk has been under a heavy arsenal of shots from the Colorado Avalanche. This one takes a funny hop. This is the second opportunity for O'Reilly on that side. Looks like it's a wide open net, but quickly Dubnyk gets back and makes a terrific save to maintain the 1-goal lead.
He has made 31 saves so far. Horkoff and Hemsky almost broke free against Ryan Wilson. Smith. O'Brien will give it to Wilson. Under 2 minutes left to go. Dubnyk plays it around the boards, and it comes to Horkoff. Horkoff gets it out to center. We'll keep our eye on Simeon Varlamov. Peckham knocks that down with a high stick. Oilers in no hurry to touch it, and finally they do.
Right now trying to kill as much time as possible for Edmonton. They have had a real difficult time getting out of their own zone, and it's because of the aggressive effective forecheck of the Colorado Avalanche, and there's been a timeout been called here by Joe Sacco to try and go over a play here with 1:36 left, down by a goal.
Let's take a look now at our game review to get everybody caught up on what's happening.
Well, as we talked about, Philippe Cornet in his first National Hockey League game picks up his first National Hockey League point and assist. And Beverly and Belanger in that first period make it a 2-0 lead for the Edmonton Oilers, but the Avalanche have battled back. And it was Peter Mueller who got things started for them with his 4th goal of the year after missing all of last year with a concussion. Has come back and started to play strong for the Avalanche, and they've pushed the issue here in the second and now into the third, but the Edmonton Oilers maintain that 1-goal lead. It looks like Varlamov might stay on the bench here, not in too much of a hurry to get to the pipes.
Colorado has struggled in their own division. This is their 13th game against the Northwest. They have won just 2 of them, one of them against the Oilers on November the 26th. That was in Colorado, but right now they're down by a goal. 1:36 to go. Belanger, a huge face-off against Paul Stastny. And Belanger wins that. And as Petrie will send it down the ice, Johnson got knocked down by Jones. He's getting up slowly. The net empty for Colorado. Ryan Smith almost corralled that puck. Landeskog will pick it up. 1:19 as Paul Stastny goes cross ice for the rookie. Landeskog is checked by Belanger. Eric Belanger, 1 goal already on the power play. A lot of guys out there, Louis, would love to get off the schneid. I'm thinking about 94 and 28.
No question about it. You know, you have to have that killer instinct. When there's an open net, you want to put it in as quickly as possible. Deny any attack from the Colorado Avalanche as they get in the offensive zone here. They get it in, start working it around. Anything can happen. A lot of time still on the clock.
Petrie has some room. 47 seconds to go. He'll get it to Hemsky. Alex Hemsky. Horkoff and Hall are out there now. Gagliardi gave it away to Petrie. Petrie to Hall. It hopped over his stick. Kovacic is going to go back and touch it. And that's going to be an icing call with just over 32 seconds to go.
Well, a good job by Edmonton for 30 seconds to maintain pressure, hold on to pucks, throw it to areas that doesn't allow the Colorado Avalanche to get in there, set up, and work it down low. That pass for Hall just goes off of his stick on the defensive side of the red line, so the faceoff comes down to the right-hand side of Devin Dubnyk with 6 attackers of Colorado on the ice.
John Horkoff wins that draw to Schmid. He gets double-teamed, though. Daniel Winnick comes up with the puck. 25 seconds to go. Jones in the corner. Schmid cuts him off, goes down, but he gets the puck to Hemsky. Now it's back to the point. Quincy battling to try and keep it in. It goes straight up in the air. Schmid, great job to get it to Alex Hemsky, and Hemsky works it out across the blue line. 10 seconds to go. Petrie will play it to Hall. Hall takes a bump. Winnick shot stopped by Horkoff. And the Oilers beat the Colorado Avalanche for the 3rd time this season as Devin Dubnyk wins Game 8 on the year.
Real strong performance by Devin Dubnyk. He held the fort here as the Colorado Avalanche, give him credit, came hard in the second and the third, could not get pucks by him in the end. He closed the door, and the Edmonton Oilers hold on to the 1-goal lead and win this game 3-2. But a valiant effort by Colorado. They pushed the issue, but Edmonton was able to withstand that pressure.
And the Oilers have now won 2 straight at home as they salute the fans. The final score here, the Oilers 3, the Avalanche 2.
Telus Oilers Hockey on Sportsnet. Brought to you by Telus, the future is friendly. By Molson Canadian, made from Canada. By Ford, drive one. By the Rexall family of pharmacies. By ATB Financial, proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers. And by Synovus Energy, new ideas, new approaches.
Well, look at tonight's 3 stars, and it is a look at our number 1 star. Not a surprise, I guess, at 31 saves on the night, and especially in that third period, he had to hold off a charge on the part of the Colorado Avalanche. Taylor Hall, who continues to play well, 6 points in 6 games versus Colorado Avalanche as of late. And Gabriel Landeskog, the number 2 pick in the most recent draft, is the number 3 star this evening on the part of the visiting Colorado Avalanche. They had to make a 2-hour flight here for one single road game, and the flight home won't be a happy one, thanks to Jordan Eberle and the rest of the Edmonton Oilers, who were able to record a win on the final day of January. Stay tuned. Connected is on the way right now.